Hey everybody, welcome back to a new episode of Clone Evolution. Man, oh man, do I got some action for tonight's show. I think I'm actually going to beat the tavern task. Here I was joking the other day where I'm somewhat being serious. I didn't think I was going to beat it. But when you guys were gone, I started clicking on some of the tavern task things and boom, they started giving me purple missions like more often. So I was like, thank God, maybe now I can actually beat it. I think I'm one away. Probably jinxed it pretty good. Hey, at least I got 100 jewels. Maybe that'll help. So guys, don't worry. When I'm sending the flowers out, I'll start sending out the pink ones again. As soon as I get these done, right? Like, I was just really focusing on the tavern task because I wanted the mission item. Oh yeah, that reminds me. I didn't collect the other one. I waited for you guys. So I got, what's his name? Goss. And this new chip coming. The resilience chip. Tenacity and HP. I forget, what is tenacity again? Something like dodging or something like that? Oh well, whatever it is, let's get it. Yeah! I'll put that as my thumbnail, the first tenacity chip. I like these chips that have dual abilities or stats or attributes. It's pretty sweet. Right, so the next one I need is 10 gold and the 3 thing, and I'm only 1 away. So let's go see if I can do it now. 2 rewards completed. Woohoo! Now it's a shame. The store's been giving me tons of the items I needed, but asking me for purple jewels to buy them. It's like, you bastards. Where were you when I needed it? Alright, since I only need 1, I'll do it on the VIP setting, and I got 1,000 jewels, guys. Wish me luck. Hopefully this is enough to do it. We'll do these ones quick. We'll finish it quick. It's my specialty. No! Now, I went for a bike to the university, played some disc golf today, but God, did it go bad. Just yesterday when I was bragging, oh, I'm starting to get used to that new disc. Oh, what do you know? Whole game fell apart today. Now, I think I ran into my old friend at the disc golf course, but instead of going to try to make it up with him, I was like, forget it, man. He wants to be a prick and fight the whole time. I'll just ignore him. I'll walk the other way. I probably should have went and apologized to him again, but I just wasn't in the mood for it. It's been going on for like, I guess, months now, this argument. And it's a pretty much one-sided argument, just me apologizing to him and him refusing, so not really much else I can do in this situation. Oh well, it's not the end of the world. Now, lucky I'm starting to make lots of new friends, and I guess every time you reach a point in your life, you want to hold on to your old friends and relics of the past you just don't want to let go of, but times change, right? And you gotta learn to adapt. Come on, don't let me down, Purple. Please, Purple. Come on. I hate it when I hit refresh and it gives me the same mission twice. It's like, is the game just taunting you at that point? It's like, oh, thought you were refreshing, did you? Oh, come on, how many clicks? That's what I get for getting a whole bunch of those purple right in a row, right? Oh my gosh. God bless this. Holy, am I going to go through 1,000 gems just trying to get 1 purple? There we go. Studying the antimatter is what's going to beat it for me. They gave me 120 jewels back, so I think that'll be all the last jewels I'll be wasting for a while, right? Because I don't have anything that I'll be spending on jewels in here anymore. That's all I needed was that one. I could just accelerate it and take it, but it's 270. So I was debating if that was the way to do it, right? Like, just pay the 270 so that it accelerates this, and then keep refreshing this one instead of bothering to refresh the other ones. So there is quite a bit of strategy to beating this, right? Whew, almost clicked accept. Let's see, it's 9 hours away, and I'm pretty sure I have enough time just to let it ride out. Oh yeah, it's still got a few days, almost 2 days to go. So don't have to worry about that. Right, so now that I got that new chip, maybe that's what I'll do first thing, after I just click a few things, and That's what I'll do is I'll get that chip boosted up and equipped with someone. Hey, let's check. Do I have enough to send everyone roses? Well, yeah, so that person who I was wondering if they were a fan of the show, the new person that sent me the friend request, Kotio? I'm not sure how to pronounce that. I can't even pronounce my own name. So yeah. Yeah, thanks. Big shout out to them for adding me as a friend and whatnot. It says 190. I thought it was 200 joules to send them all. Do I still have room? Alright, so I'll have to check the friends list after this case, and if anyone doesn't make the cut. Usually people, if you want to make the cut, you just got to keep logging in every day. If I see someone who hasn't logged in for like multiple days, man, I almost got to get rid of Leland I sub, but I just love his name. It's the best name I've ever seen in the game. I try to keep my ego in check, but God, living in my mom's basement, almost 50, so you gotta let me live a little, right? It's like my ego is huge. I'm excellent. I wish. Maybe I'll be able to say that once I get my life back together. I'll be able to say it more seriously. Now I figure with your guys' help and YouTube, who knows? Things are looking up. And even if things did continue the way they are, they ain't really that bad. The only thing I was thinking is, why the hell does October have to have 31 days? For shit's sakes. Why can't it be one of those months with 27? I'd be so happy. Or is there 28? Yeah, 28. The 27 day month. Now I'm being optimistic. Now the government of Canada is starting to say they're going to start giving aid out to people that had to say no to work because they're sick. So I'm going to be sweet. I'm going to try applying for that today. Because I've been missing shifts because I'm like, fuck, had like weird symptoms. And I'm like, am I sick? Am I not? COVID test takes like freaking weeks in order to finish. So just didn't go to work. I'm like, fuck, now I'm missing work again. So I might as well try to apply for that. I know some people are above it and they're like, oh, I'm not going to apply for the government's help. But fuck that shit, man. The government screwed me over so many times. I'll take whatever help I can get from them at this point. Oh, I had enough room to accept him anyways. That was good. Yeah, because I was wondering. I'm like, what the hell? 190. It should be 200. There we go. The flower situation resolved. Let's do a couple casino spins. Oh shit, almost hit refresh. Yeah, if the game developers are listening, God, I really would like a lock button right here. So I can click lock every time I get the heroes I want. Not that I click refresh thinking that it's the draw button. Oh man, you've already seen the episode probably where I did that. Ah, blue robot, should have known. Every time it's like it starts slowing down here, I'm like, woohoo! Oh, blue robot twice? What a whore. In a good way. Alright, what are they giving me? Oh, this time did I actually defeat the Hunger Games? Yay! I'm almost back to where I lost all my Hunger Games money. It reminds me of the real casino. You're lucky if you can just win back what you lost. Alright, let's see how many hours it is till the next one. 37, so I'll burn it. Well, that sucked. Not in a good way. Alright, let's go to the airship, collect a bunch of shit. I really wish you could just get rid of these previous ones and not have to like scroll all the way down. I don't get why the game developer made the old ones remain. Is there really people that are taking the old rewards? It's like, oh, I'd like 105 robots instead this time. Or they just leave it there so people can screw up and then scream. Yell. Ah! Now I just finished moving my uncle, so I should be good to record the whole episode in one take today. Hoping. I noticed every time that I break the show with like little pause breaks, it makes the file size bigger. So it'd be nice if I could keep the file size smaller. I realized too, my computer's running on a 1 terabyte hard drive. It's like, shit man, that really sucks for video editing. Nowadays, fucking video files are so huge. I'm looking at like almost 100 gigs a week just from recording the show. I keep deleting them, but I was like, geez, it'd be nice to have a little bit more space. It's probably not helping my computer out to have like almost a maxed hard drive all the time. To the max! Alright, supply depot. Now I can buy some shit. Alright. I didn't want to waste these 6 bullets. I wasted a whole bunch of casino tokens because I was saving the jewels. Like, oh, now do you want to buy 6 casino tokens? I'm like, yeah! God bless you! Yeah, let's do it for fresh, yo. Alright, well, we'll have to start buying some more bottle openers because I'm low on those again. Spend the cash on that. That. Yeah, did you see that Kid Genius story? He was on the news where there was like this kid from a family who's like, I forget how young he was. They said he was 2 years old and he was already doing fractions. I was like, holy shit. It's like this kid's like light years beyond what Einstein was at his age. And yeah, different, like, I think he's like, what, is he like 12 now and he's already almost finished college? I was like, holy. And they asked him if he was a genius. He said no. But he was just really good at memorizing stuff. So they said that if they could give him like a book or a textbook, he could read it and memorize the whole thing. Then he'd have a huge advantage over all of his classmates because he'd actually memorized it perfectly. But I don't know, when I heard him talk, he sounded really intelligent too. So maybe he's just downplaying how smart he really is. You gotta kind of be wary of geniuses too because, I don't know, everyone these days is like, oh, geniuses are so nice. It's like, well, actually in history... Turns out, and that's where the whole phrase evil genius comes from, right? It's like usually the smarter you are, the more evil you become. No, but so far I don't want to blame the kid or anything. I know the black people these days are going through a hard enough time as it is that shouldn't be calling this kid a evil genius. Give him some credit, he could be good. What happened there? Did I not click? Oh yeah, I was thinking, geez. Alright, so what I'll try to do is beat this, and now that's what I was thinking too, because people are always saying that Asian people usually have the highest IQs and are super smart. And then there was that black kid proving him wrong. Right? He's like one of the smartest kids in the world. It's like, take that, Asian people. No, I'm just kidding. No, I notice Asian people seem to be able to handle racism jokes a little better. Well, maybe I shouldn't be saying that these days with the whole COVID thing. No, but back in the day when I first started doing protests, or not protests, filming protests, I went to a powwow. They had one at our town square, and it was like to help protect the environment or whatever. So I went there to film it. I used to really be into the environmental issues until I found out most of them are scams. But well, what isn't a scam these days? No, but anyways, yes, I went to that powwow, and the First Nations chief, or the guy leading the powwow, I can't remember if he was a chief or not, probably. And anyways, yeah, he was explaining the history of their culture and like the medicine wheel, I think it was called. And then he's like, each different color is associated with the people. And he's like, the white people are associated with white, black people are associated with black, red people are associated with the natives. And then he's like, yellow people are associated with the... And I was like, oh geez, what are the Asian people going to say when this First Nations guy calls them yellow? But they didn't object. I was like, yeah. It's like some people can actually take a little bit of like what's considered harsh criticism. Which I don't know what everyone has against the color yellow. I guess because it was considered cowardly at some point in history. I don't even know where that came from. No, because like Chinese history has the Yellow Emperor and stuff, so I figured like, hey, they should be pretty cool with being associated with yellow. I don't know, being associated with white is kind of weird too, right? It's like white as a sheet of paper. Does that sound good? Yeah, my cousin was, or still is, one of the best tattoo artists around. And when she was talking to different people getting tattoos, and there was this one black guy who came up to the booth and he was talking about tattoos. And he was like saying that he's kind of limited in what kind of tattoos he can get color-wise. And I was like, why? And then I was like, oh yeah, so used to being white, I never even realized our skin is like a sheet of paper. So we have a lot of options when it comes to tattoos. Man, oh man. I was like, why? I asked him, I think. He sort of looked at me weird. I was like, oh yeah, the whole skin color thing. I didn't even realize. I come from the generation where racism was considered extinct for a while, so a lot of these like racial differences I don't even clue into. Sorry, I'm a little slow. It's like someone could call me racist jokes, so I'd probably take like weeks or even years before I clued in. But yeah, that was like the old cracker jokes. No, it was me and my brother. I think we were joking about cracker jokes and all white people get called crackers. We thought it was because of like the soda crackers you eat, right? Like we're the same color as like crackers that you put in your soup. And this one black guy said, he's like, no, that's not what it is. You mean we're referring to slave driver, like cracking the whip. And I was like, oh, that's what it is. I had no idea. I was like, oh, so it is a pretty bad thing to be called that. It's like up until that point, I had no issues. I was like, oh, I look like a cracker. That's pretty cool. I like crackers. They taste delicious. Okay, sorry guys, I gotta try to not laugh so much. You won't be able to understand what the hell I'm saying, even more than usual. Oh yeah, I promised myself I was gonna upgrade the chip. So let's do that first. I don't know, all the free stuff, I'm just like, collect the free shit. Alright, whew. No, I'm just so happy I think today too, because I was happy to be at that freaking tavern event. I never really thought I was going to. Shouldn't jinx it. Maybe I'll end up in not being able to play the game tomorrow for some reason. I'll miss collecting the reward. So yeah, what would happen if you got the reward and you didn't collect it in time? Would you just lose it? That would suck. I could see myself pulling that off one day. Alright, so we'll do the equipment. Any other free shit? I think that's good. Oh. Now I tried adjusting my tailbone or sacrilege joint or whatever the hell that shit is called. I got a little bit of a snap and it relieved some pressure, so I'm like, okay, I better not tweak it too much more until I can get to the chiropractor. Hopefully that'll be enough to hold off. Whew. Yeah, it's nice having a little bit of the pressure relief, because when it's twisting the wrong way and it's like you feel the pressure building, it's like, oh, it's not fun. You never guess by me, I'll just laugh the whole time. Right, so this is the armor, not the chips. Yeah. Oh yeah, I gotta go to the chip center. Keep getting those two confused. Alright, well first I'll have to equip the chip with someone. And what was the chip again? Let me check the attributes. I remember the tenacity one. What was the other one? Chip 1, 2. Now, did anyone else watch any good podcasts lately? You can always recommend other podcasts in the chat if you guys want. Well, I got some good items here to equip. Now, the last podcast I was watching today, I jumped back on the Joe Rogan show and watched him talk with, who is it, Roy Jones Jr. The guy who's going to be fighting Mike Tyson in a few weeks, or can't remember when their show. Yeah, so let's give this to Jane Austen. Yeah, so he's going to be fighting Mike Tyson. He's giving some of his life story, and I've only heard half of it so far, but I like it. No, Roy Jones Jr. was one of those boxers back in the day that he was really cocky. And like when I first started watching him, like, oh, I can't stand this cockiness. I hate him. And it's like I hated on him for at least a year or two. But then as I kept watching all of his fights, It's like his talent was just so good. I just couldn't hate him anymore. I'm like, this guy actually has legit reasons to be that cocky because he is that good. So I was like, yeah, she doesn't need an attack increased. She barely even hits anyone for attack, so we'll switch that with this one. And then we'll try upgrading it to yellow or gold. Yeah, it's already purple. I was thinking I had to boost it up some more, but no. It's already good. Alright, let's go to the chip center now. Oh yeah, let's give someone else the speed chip. Who else needs speed? Or Frankenstein already has the speed. Wright Brothers could use the speed. But what do I willing to sacrifice? Critical damage? No way. Critical rate? No way. Defense? No way. Increased hit? No way. Increased dodge? No way. Increased attack? Shit, I can't change any of these. So I guess he won't be getting it. It's so hard to pick who. Like, I don't really need anyone to go faster at this point. Finishing quick is my specialty. It doesn't need to be theirs, too. More info link below. No, don't worry guys, I won't just keep doing the gag gifts for my store. I'll make sure to actually make some good products going into Christmas. Hopefully I'll get it done before this Sober October is done. And I think I've made a consolation. Like, I've been looking for 3 weeks now trying to find that fucking vlogging camera. Can't find it in my house. Tore apart every single room, all my storage. It's in none of them. Which drives me fucking to drink because, like, man, prior to this happening, yeah, let's give it to Uncle Joe. Give him a speed chip. No, prior to not being able to find it, every time I was walking through my room, I would trip over it. So I'm like, get this extra camera away. And then I would look for something. All I could always find was get that camera. I'm like, get it away, get it away. So it's like, man, that camera was always in the way. And then, fuck, just lo and behold, right when I need it, then it's gone. I swear it's the universe out to get me. The whole victimhood thing. Alright, I shouldn't make fun of victimhood. It's a serious problem, guys, and if you're able to get over it, all the power to you. I know it bothers me all the time. Alright, attack. He doesn't need the increased attack because his attack really doesn't do any damage. So let's replace it with the speed chip. And hopefully now he can freeze people even faster. Okay, I'm liking the looks of that. Alright, let's do the chip center and upgrade some chips. But before I upgrade the chips, let's do a quick spin from the Bitcoin casino. See where we're at. 34,984. Let's roll. 35,001. Woohoo! Boy, such an even number. I had no idea it was going to reach that amount. Maybe I just collected a bunch of stuff for my referrals. Well, anyways, let's continue. Alright, so who was I doing first? Jane Austen. Let's get this chip nice and upgraded. Oh yeah, that's not what I wanted. I wanted the advanced options first. Is it just me or is Jane Austen gone from this lineup? I don't even see her now. Is she vanished? Oh, there she is. It's like, damn, concussion. Looking right at her. Oh, it's because I guess she had the check mark on her face. That's why I like all my women labeled. No, just kidding. No, sorry ladies if I make too many rude comments. I was thinking, geez, a lot of these women on the show are probably underage too, so sorry. I don't mean to be a total pig. It's just in my nature. I swear it's the lockdown. That's what it is. No, I'm not that much of a pig in real life. I try to only date girls my age. No younger than 21. Just kidding. No, seriously. I try to go for at least like 30 and up. Unless I wanted to have kids, but I've gotten over the age of wanting to have kids, so at least now I'm starting to find women my own age more attractive. I don't know what it is when you want to have kids. I guess biologically you always look for younger women. As much as, like, did you see that CNN article that was trying to convince women to wait till they're 50 to have kids? Saying that new modern medicine can get them to have kids longer? I was like, I don't think that's true. CNN? No, I'm sure CNN always fact checks their stories, so you just wait till you're 50, ladies. They want nothing but to help you. Right, so she does not need extra aim. Who is it? Uncle Joe got the other chip. Let's upgrade that one some. Am I looking right at Uncle Joe? Yeah, there he is. Oh, 50 chance. You know what's going to happen here. Yes! It went up. Oh god, I thought I was going to waste all those purple or gold chips. Whew. No, and realistically, I don't even have time to do any dating because I'm looking after my uncle full time. And geez, man, he might even go on live longer than me, so who knows. No, luckily I haven't been shitting blood lately much, so I'm thinking maybe it was just E. coli. Fuck, I hope that's all it was. No, when you're doing work after seniors, sometimes like shit can go flying, so as much as I tried to clean up afterwards, I was like, holy shit, maybe I inhaled some or something, and that's how I started shitting blood. Hoping that's what it was. Now it's pretty scary, right? Like you go your whole life with just normal bowel movements, and then one day it's like full of blood, and you're like, holy fuck, what happened, right? No, it wasn't really that sudden. It was like a couple drips at first, and then it was a lot. And I was like, holy shit, what's going on? I almost got to the point where I was like, shit, I have to break down, go to the hospital. You guys probably remember that 1 week or two of the show. Man, I thought I was going to die. So yeah, maybe that was just E. coli. The more I read about E. coli symptoms, I think that's what it was. Hopefully. Now they say Elton John gets E. coli poisoning almost every St. Patrick's Day, or the day after, so... Sorry, that was a gross joke, but it's true. No, that was the one person was putting it. It's like, where do you come up with these such funny jokes? And then I was like, really? What I usually do is just say the truth, and it sounds so ridiculous that it's like a joke. Not like the one joke I was making about 3D printed meat. I guess some people thought that was funny, and I was like, no, but it's actually a thing, right? Bill Gates has funded like billions of dollars to try to switch everyone from eating meat to eating 3D printed like artificial meat grown in, what is it, petri dishes or whatever. I don't know, some days I pick a little bit on too much on Gates, but one thing I noticed this week, he was actually promoting some of Da Vinci's work. And I was like, that was good of him because I like Da Vinci too, so if he's promoting some of the stuff I like, he can't be all bad. Like everyone, I'm sure Bill Gates has got an evil side and a good side. Two-sided coin for everyone. Just kind of worried how many times I let him inject me. It's like, is that evil side getting the better of him sometimes? Let's hope not. Who knows? I bet you in any case, even if Bill Gates was injecting you with something bad, he probably still had good intentions. And it wouldn't just inject you with poison on purpose. Hopefully. Now I had to put in some other different characters when I was playing this while you guys were gone. I managed to make it all the way to the gold, not with my backup team, but just occasionally someone would die and I'd sub in somebody else. And I managed to make it all the way to the end and beat it. So yeah, that's why I had different characters in there. Right, well that goes. I guess I'll bring up some of the progress that... Where is it? Now I was worried with the whole Thanksgiving thing. It was going to take a while for me to beat some of the fucking... Or not beat off the weight. That didn't come out right. I think you'd have to be beating off quite a bit to get a few pounds there. Oh, that was nasty. No, work off the weight. Thank God I'm on like live television, right? They're like, you're fired the first day. It's like, how dare you say that? Alright, so yeah, while that's going, let's bring it up here quick. Finishing quick. Ah, there it is. Alright, so I made it to 202 today. And I cheated a little bit because in the morning I weighed myself and I was really heavy, like a little bit over my goals. I'm like, shit, I'm gonna go to the disc golf course at the lake, play a whole round, don't drink much liquids, come back, use the washroom, weigh myself again. So that was a little bit of cheating, but yeah, let's check the trend. Yeah, you can see I was up to 203.8 earlier in the morning. And then I lost a pound after all that exercise and biking and stuff. So at least I'm still on the downtrend. It's almost scary to see myself coming to the 190 mark again. Can't believe how fast. I was really worried I wasn't going to make any real substantial progress for Sober October. And I'd be like, oh, it was a whole waste. But man, that's pretty good already. And I still got, what, over 2 weeks to go. So who knows? Maybe I can make it under 200. That'd be sweet. No, the whole lockdown situation was like super depressing for me because I went up to, what was it, around 220 when I met a really hot girl and she like ditched me. And I was like, oh, I was so down in the dumps over it. And I was thinking, well, God, one of the main reasons she dumped me wasn't just because of the memory issues. So when we went swimming together and she saw the rolls of fat weighing 220 pounds, I didn't really blame her at all for ditching me. I was like, God, I could barely even look at myself in the mirror. Can imagine other people trying to look. They'd be like, oh! I was looking like that Dr. Evil from Sonic the Hedgehog. My whole body was skinny except for this giant gut. It's the weirdest shape ever for, like, I didn't even know humans could take that shape. I thought it was just an animation that made it possible. No, so after she ditched me, I was like, okay, I can get all down in the dumps or I can try to improve myself. So I was like, well, went down the dumps, became a raging alcoholic and smoked for a while, and then I was like, fuck this. And then another girl asked to meet up with me and I was like, God, I should have really improved myself. So that's when I did it. I was like, if all these women are giving me a chance, I can't just keep letting them down over and over again. I gotta try to get myself up to par, right? So, ditch the dad bod. No, then I managed to work out and I wanted to get to a goal of 165. And I went all the way down from 220 to 175. So I was like 10 pounds away. And then guess what happened? The freaking lockdown, and I fucking gained all the way right back to 220. I was like, God, it sure doesn't take long, right? Like 6 months sitting around eating chocolate and ice cream all day. Really doesn't take much at all. So I was really worried. I was like, man, it's gonna take that took me like, I don't know, like 6 or 8 months to get all that weight off. So I was like, oh God, I'll have to start all over again. And I was like, man, progress is gonna be so slow. But already to be almost under 200, I don't want to jinx it. And I'm probably going to put on some pounds just for saying that. I was like, man, if I can get down to where I was before the lockdown, that'd be sweet. In less time? Well, I guess the time factor doesn't even really matter for me. I don't have any other babes that want to meet up, so I don't have any like pressing issue that I'm trying to beat a deadline or something. I can take all the time I need. Oh God, is it going to crash? Just when I say all the time I need, and then I'll be spending it on loading. Come on, game. Don't let me down. What did I ever do to you? Now, not to pick on the game designers. Maybe they're just doing some updates or something to the software. I know there were some guys that were putting comments about using the cell phone and stuff. It was the whole Arabic translation through Google, so I'm thinking that's what they were saying. But Google doesn't always translate it well. So I don't know, is it working better on people's phones still? Maybe it's just the BlueStack thing that's disconnecting. Oh yeah, this really doesn't look like it's going to load. If it's taken this long already, like shit, I've wasted a few minutes of the show just waiting for this thing to spin. Right, I'll pause and come back as soon as I find out. Right, welcome back everyone. No, that really did not load. I just let it keep going for like 10-15 minutes. Wouldn't load, so I'm just like, fuck it, I'm just closing it, even though it said it didn't crash. You know, it's so annoying. It's like I can't really do much in this game without constantly crashing. Hopefully it is just BlueStacks. I noticed that my computer locks up a little bit. So I'm like, hey, maybe it's something to do with my computer even. Maybe it's not even BlueStacks. Technology and me never really get along too well, so at least I haven't smashed anything at this point. Now that was the thing too I was saying before. I couldn't find the fucking camera after 3 weeks. I'm like, man, I'm gonna run out of time before it's fucking winter and I won't be able to do any vlogging because I can't find this stupid camera. So I'm gonna have to buy the same camera over again, and then when I find the other one, if I ever do, like months later, probably the day after it arrives, or the day after I order it, I'll just give it away to my nephew or something. Or keep it as a backup in case I lose another one. But how annoying, man. I still can't believe the fucking camera's gone. I don't get where it could have went. Checked everywhere. It was funny because I found everything that I've been missing for years. Every one of my possessions I went through. And I never thought that would happen. It literally took me 3 weeks because I had some stuff I had in storage that I hadn't seen since I moved out of my apartment. That was like in 2012. So I was like, fuck, some of this shit's almost like 10 years old. It's like going through a time capsule. Now I found all that shit, but man, could I find the camera? No. So yeah, that's probably what I'm going to do, guys. Sorry the vlogging's taking so long, but that's the problem I ran into. Stupidity. Managed to lose the camera. And it's still in the package too, so it's like a fucking giant package. I don't get how it's fucking vanished. I think maybe just for fun when I find it, I'm gonna smash it with the sledgehammer. Just to fucking teach it a lesson. I'm just kidding. Oh, it'd be tempting to though. That thing has pissed me off so bad. Like, I'm literally spending like 4 to 6 hours a day for 3 weeks looking for this thing, and it costs like $100. I'm like, the amount of time I spent fucking looking for this, could have went to a job, bought that same camera like fucking 20 times. Stupid. Oh man. Yeah, hopefully that camera's a piece of shit, so that it was good that I didn't find it. Like the Chinese farmer story. That's how I'll try to look at it. That camera was just fucking trash. Even though it's brand new in the package, it's a fucking piece of garbage. Oh, gotta try to be happy today. So many things were going good. I don't know where it happened. Maybe at the disc golf course, but I was getting a little bit of a slow leak in my back tire. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna pump it really full. But before I do, I'm gonna inspect it for any damage. What do I find? Someone fucking slashed my bike tires. I don't know what they did, if they took a jackknife or a razor blade or something, but they cut the side of my tires open. So luckily they're still holding air, but I was like, man, I can't fucking pump this to full. It's just gonna fucking burst. Fucking tubes sticking out halfway out of the tire. Oh, yeah, and then with the way the lockdown situation is going, all the fucking bikes are sold out in the city. I can't get a replacement tire till next year. And could you believe, like normally on my old bikes, I'd ride them every day, even through like really intense trails. I get 5-6 years out of a tire. This year I've gone through fucking 7 tires. I don't know how that's fucking possible. I don't know if maybe they're just making tires really shitty these days, or maybe it was the extra weight I put on, that probably contributed to it, but still, 7 tires? You gotta be fucking kidding me. Like, I should have had like fucking at least 2 years out of each tire. Nope. Alright, so the other people got serious problems, and really even my own health problems. I gotta try to put things in perspective. Fucking tire and the camera, all this shit doesn't even matter. As long as they ain't shit and blood, I'll be happy. Alright, so we got lots of dizziness. I think this chip is working out good with Jane Austen. She must have way more health now, right? Because she's got the double health icons going. I should have really gave it to Samson, because he tends to die easier than she does. I notice every time when a hero of mine dies, it's always Samson first. It's like the other team's targeting him. Maybe he's weak and that's why. Yeah, have you ever noticed, like, everyone's trying so hard not to be racist these days because of all the racism accusations going around, that it makes even, like, daily activities really awkward? It's like the one situation I was looking at while I was walking around outside. I'm like walking down the street, and it's like normally if like there's a black person on the side of the street or on my side of the street, I don't care. I'm not gonna like cross the street worrying that I'm gonna be mugged or something in case they're a gang member, because like that's like the big stereotype, right? So I was like, oh, I'll never do that. But then I was thinking like, now that the lockdown and like the virus situation's going, I'm, like walking down the street, and every time I like see someone, I'm like, oh, I should cross the street so that I can like not walk right next to them, that whole 6 feet rule or whatever, right? Oh shit, we're dying. But then I'm like, what happens if it's a black person? And I'm like, oh shit, if like all of a sudden walk across the street, are they gonna think it's because I'm scared of them, because I'm a racist or something? So I'm like, do I cross the street or don't I? But same thing when I go to like put on masks. Like normally when I'm walking alone, I don't put on the mask. But if someone comes near, I'll like put it on so that if I go near them, just in case they're really worried about it, I'll put on the mask. Then I'm like, what happens if it's an Asian person? Will they think I'm just being racist, that I only put the mask on if Asian people are coming? So like, there's like a lot of like new things and daily nuances in life that it's like you have to tiptoe around the situation, right? Oh man, I'm getting my ass kicked here. These people do not like these jokes. They're like, take this, die, die. Your jokes are so offensive, we'll wipe you out. Alright, so we managed to win. That wasn't so bad. Maybe we'll take some of that newfound winning and go to the guild. Alright, let's give this guy a challenge. Now it kind of reminds me of Mr. Bean. I don't know if you guys ever used to watch that show. It was this guy, I can't remember if he was like an alien who got dropped off on the Earth. And then he always, like he looked just like a normal human, but he didn't know about like human culture and what we do and stuff, so he was always like socially awkward. It's like, and now it's like the whole pandemic situation is making everyone get these like socially awkward situations that we've never encountered before. It's like, do I put on the mask or don't I? Will it offend people or will they be not offended? It's like, will they be offended if I put it on or will they be offended if I take it off? Oh man, this guy's smoking. Oh yeah, I was thinking I had to survive, but I'm like, wait a minute. This is a battle I'm supposed to die in, so it doesn't matter. Has anyone ever beated one of these guys, like actually just never dying and killing him completely? How many rounds do they let it go for? Is this another one that's capped off at like 50 rounds? Eventually, once you hit that 50 round mark, they just end the battle? Or does it go forever for this one, until he's dead? Ooh. Alright, so that one's all defeated. We're not really defeated, just... Oh yeah, I beat those already. You know, I haven't finished one of these off in a while. Now, I miss the old days when you didn't have to worry so much about racism. I think maybe in our lifetime we'll see it again. Because I'm wondering if it's just an election thing, right? Normally things get crazy when there's elections. So I'm pretty sure after whoever wins, when it's over, we'll be like, oh, now no one's racist again. And we'll be like, all right, back like it used to be, just before the election. Well, sure, there's going to be tiny bits of racism around, but usually you notice like someone who's like really low IQ sometimes won't know any better and will be racist. And it's like, really, how many times do you meet someone who's smart that's a racist? It's like very rare, right? So that's what I was kind of thinking. It's like racism is almost like dumb behavior. And are we really going to ban dumb behavior? It's like people can't be dumb? Is that what it is now? It's like if someone's an idiot and is a racist, isn't that like a good thing for everyone else to see? Be like, oh, maybe we shouldn't act like idiots, right? Now, I guess occasionally there is racism that's like there's a result of genocide or something. Like, I noticed Armenians are very like upset about having to live with like freaking Muslim people because of the whole situation with that, but or what is it, the First Nations people? I noticed when I go to a First Nations reserve and I encountered people that were racist to me, I didn't really have any issue with it. I was like, well, why wouldn't you be racist to me? It's like our whole history with the two nations fighting, it would kind of make sense that you'd be racist. Well, I guess not so much anymore, because like how many of the people, someone was even posting that in the chat, they're like, if you're really mocking the Europeans for living here, for being Europeans, it's kind of strange, because a lot of the people that are Europeans that live here have already interbred with everyone. So it's like there's very rarely someone who doesn't have like a multicultural background somewhere in their family. Like an Asian cousin or a black uncle or something like that, or a First Nations like grandfather. So it's like calling us Europeans now is almost ridiculous. It's like there is no one really, any purebred Europeans left here. They were gone like 5 generations ago. I guess that's the whole skin color thing. It's like if you just look white, you're called a European. I always found that weird too. That like on Columbus Day, like I get so many posts on my Facebook wall from different friends who are like hating on Europeans for colonizing the Americas. I'm like, really? It wasn't Europeans that did it. There was small pockets of parts of Europe. Like there was English and French people and Spanish. You didn't see too many Norwegian people coming and taking over North America, right? How did they get all roped into this Europe taking over North America thing? It's like, was there a whole bunch of Swedish people that you thought came and took North America? It's like Europe's a pretty big place. It's like not every country came here. Now, I hope the whole Turkey and Armenia situation gets resolved peacefully. I know I've got some of my friends in Armenia that are really upset about it, and I was like, I felt bad because I was buying stuff from Turkey and sharing them like, oh, I just bought all this stuff from Turkey. And I was like, oh god, that was probably not the greatest thing to post this week. Now, my cousin went and traveled in Turkey, and I've actually hung out with a lot of people that, I don't know, maybe not from Turkey exactly, but that had some sort of like Arabic fucking culture, and it's pretty cool. I love hookahs. So that's what maybe everyone's got to do these days. Just try to find things that you have in common and work your way out from there. It's like, I noticed weed's really good for that, right? It's like you can take a whole bunch of people that are fighting each other, be like, hey guys, you guys want to sit down and smoke a joint? And it's like everyone's like, oh, okay. It's like all these warring parties will come together, get wasted, and be like, all right, this is great. So weed isn't all bad either, right? It's like it's definitely got some qualities that can help make peace. Maybe that's what Turkey and Armenia need. Big hookah session with some hash. That'll resolve everything. Anyway. Yeah, and the whole thing, I bet you it's probably applying there too. Like, how many people are really still direct descendants of the Ottoman Empire or whatever, right? It's probably Armenians and different Muslims or Ottomans that had mixed together over the years. How many people are really still these purebred descendants that are apparently supposed to be warring each other? Now, that's one thing I liked about the interview I heard yesterday when, what was it, Robert Kennedy was talking to Mike Tyson. He's like, that's what the big thing about the Kennedy family was, is that they were so anti-war because a lot of their family died in wars. So like, holy, like after you have enough casualties, you start to realize like, we should really try to figure this stuff out without going to war so we don't all have to die. That's ideal, right? Or not all, but anyone dying is never anything great, right? So I don't even wish death on my worst enemies. With how shitty life is, sometimes I kind of hope they live forever. No, I'm just kidding. Nah, I shouldn't say life is shitty. It just reminds me of that one guy from work who's like, I've got some advice for you. Life sucks, then you die. It's like when you get your expectations too high is when you start to feel let down, right? It's like ladies, before they see me with my shirt off, they just get their expectations way too high. They see those rolls come out. They're like, oh! Now, I shouldn't keep mocking myself. God, who knows? Maybe I will reach my goal and get back into shape. I haven't actually been that weight since like high school, so we'll see. It's going to be one hell of a challenge. But I think with you guys helping, watching my progress, it is motivating me a hell of a lot more than having no one watching. I can guarantee you that. Like, I probably would have already sat down and started fucking eating bowls of chocolate. God, I miss chocolate. Not sure which I miss more, all the sugar and treats or the weed or the booze. Oh, when is November 2nd? I need something back in my life. Now, that's the one thing when you think of conflicts in the world. What does everyone really want? In the end, usually we all want the same thing. We want the conflict to end and be resolved. So it's like, there's one thing you have in common right off the bat, right? Work from there. Sounds easier said than done, but I don't know. It's like it's all about the forgiveness thing. I don't know, people don't want to hear preachy stuff too much, but the one thing I liked about Jesus the most is he'd forgive anything. It's like if you're a murderer, rapist, didn't really matter. It's like he was always about forgiveness. I was like, holy shit, he could forgive even murderers and rapists? I was like, holy shit, man. This guy had forgiveness powers like no one else. But really, that's what life is all about. We're going to make mistakes. Well, those are some pretty hardcore mistakes, but yeah, shouldn't have. Got to stop making rape jokes. Those are the worst. I had to delete a whole episode. I was like, man, if I air this, I'm going to delete my channel. YouTube won't even have to do it. I'll be so ashamed. No, I try to make rape jokes about men getting raped. At least we can take it. That's what I was thinking. They keep putting women teachers in jail for like raping their students. I was like, I don't think it really counts if the student actually enjoyed it. Especially like a guy sleeping with a smoking hot teacher when he's like 10 years younger than her. It's like, I really don't think he was like wanting the teacher to go to jail over it. Maybe they did, but I highly doubt it. Usually that kid's probably jumping for joy. Unless he ended up with diseases. Maybe then he'd be pissed. But even then, he'd probably be like, man, the diseases were worth it. Right, I said I was going to get away from those jokes. I went right to them. Jeez. That's what the equality issues, though, right? Like, oh, Luluk. Okay, what's going on? Can I place a bet or can't I? I really don't get these betting symbols. Remaining time before second round completion. It almost makes it look like I should be able to place a bet somewhere, right? Can I? I don't get it. No bet placing here. Really wish this was more clear. There's just cameras? I thought there was supposed to be like a dice or something. Man, did you guys ever have the teacher try to make out with you when you were younger? It's like I had that situation happen, except the main thing I screwed up is I didn't realize until after the fact. I was like, shit, man, I really should have invited the teacher over to a hotel room. No, what happened was the teacher said, do you want help with your homework sort of thing, right? I was like, okay. And then she's like, do you want me to come over to your house to help you? And I'm like, okay, this is a little weird, but okay, yeah, I guess. Come over to my house to help. And then she came over and my mom was there and it was like really awkward, right? Mom was like, okay, well, leave you and the teacher to do your thing and I'll come back later and check how things are going. And then the teacher was sort of looking at me like, too bad we didn't have more privacy. I'm like, privacy for what? And I didn't really clue in until later. It's like I started to ask other people in the class. I'm like, so has the teacher been coming over to your house to help you with the homework? And they're like, no. I'm like, really? Why not? I'm like, why would she? And I was like, oh yeah, why would she? It was a shame too. She was a smoking babe. God, I was such an idiot. I was like, swear, it's like a scene right out of Dumb and Dumber. When they fucking had the bus pull up with the Swedish bikini model team, asking if they knew anyone that could help be oil boys to lather them down before each contest. And they said, they're like, yeah, I bet you there's some guys in the town up there, just a few miles. I'm sure you'll find someone to help you. Alright, get my mind out of the gutter. Jesus. God bless this mess. Alright, so what was I working on? Did I do all the limited event stuff? I believe so now. I only have 6 tokens, so I won't be shopping anytime soon. It's a shame. If I had 28, I could buy Hitler. Hitler would save everything. No, I'm just kidding. In the game, obviously. Jeez. I wonder when they designed the game, did they realize people are going to be podcasting it? And they're like, hey, let's add Hitler. This should make it a little bit lighter. Lighten the mood with Hitler. Oh, man. I guess I won't be sharing these episodes on Facebook. Apparently Facebook's getting really picky about the whole World War II situation stuff. Not even allowed to debate it anymore. That's what I don't like, when they start silencing debate. I'm like, come on guys, once you start silencing debate, it makes it look like you're lying about something. Alright, so I did everything, did I? Let me check. What does it say for daily tasks? Oh yeah, I still got lots to go. The dungeon, the arena. Alright, let's do some of that. Oh, before we do, gotta get a quick message from the sponsor, and holy shit, the show's almost over. Where the fuck did the time go? Alright, let's see here. There it is. Today's worst jokes yet were brought to you by Crack. Crack, it'll fuck you up. Woo! Right, we're back, everyone. Thank God I remembered the sponsor message. I hate doing it at the end of the show. I don't know why. No, who is it that one of my favorite podcasters, Vinny Eastwood, recommend his show if you haven't seen it. He usually takes like the most awkward topics and like really awful things, and it's like he can make it into funny jokes. I think when he started to get in trouble too is when he started to make racism jokes, and then that was sort of back in the time when racism hadn't risen back to a peak yet, so sort of like Chris Rock and like all the other comedians, or who was it, that one guy? Dave Chappelle, he used to make racism jokes all the time. So it's like Vinny Eastwood started to try to make some, and sure they were funny, but they didn't go over too well. No, he wasn't saying anything mean racism type jokes, he was just saying like, can't even remember any of them and I better not say them even if I did. These days, get your whole channel taken down. Now I think what he did is he started to explore other cultures to try to find out how their racism jokes are towards white people, so that he could get like another perspective and be like, hey, it's like, it's not just white people that are being racist, it's other countries that are racist to us too, right? But then when people found that out, they're like, oh, didn't go over so well. I think he even got kicked out of the country for it. Now, it was nice hearing some racist jokes about what people make fun of white people. It was kind of funny. But I guess if you have to experience those kind of things on a daily basis, it wouldn't be funny anymore. You'd be like, man, I'm sick of this, right? But just to hear it like once in a blue moon, it's like kind of funny to get a different perspective on it. So maybe if anyone, well, I better not say to put anti-white racist jokes in the chat. I'll get my channel taken down for sure. Man, I don't know how many different ways I can find to get my channel taken down. Jeez. I don't know how long this is going to last, guys, but I'll try to do my best. Alright, so we're already at the end of the show, luckily, because it looks like the arena battles are going to shit. What I'll do is I'll lower my arena battle status to try to help someone beat the mission. So if anyone wants to beat a higher up team, I'll put Team Weak Guy in there. We'll do a shark team. 2 people that can't hurt anyone. Alright, so this will help anyone. Well, probably by the time you see this episode, everyone will have destroyed me, so it won't matter. Alright, so tomorrow's episode, what do I got on the go? Yeah, for tomorrow what we'll do, just to give a little preview, is I'll try to collect the reward for the purple tasks, get those extra 10 golds. You won't believe how many I have. I have 55, so after I collect those 10, I'll be up to 65. So can you imagine, I'll only be 5 away from another gold hero? But I'm not going to get my hopes up for this gold hero draw, because some guy was showing me on Facebook what happened when he cashed his in. He cashed his in, and they gave him one of the weakest gold heroes there is. Like, I think it was the Founding Father or something. So I was like, oh god, wouldn't that be a nightmare? You spend all that time collecting the gold heroes and they give you one of the most useless ones imaginable. So I hope that's not what happens, but hell, I won't even have enough to cash it in yet, so it's going to take a while before we'll find out. And let's see, who did I get today? I got another copy of that kid with the glasses. I'm pretty sure I already have a copy of him. Let's check that out quick. So if I do have another copy of him, then I might be close to evolving him. Oh shit, I do have 2 copies of him. Do I have him? Yes. Do I have him? Yes. I don't know, is it just me or I have enough to make a kid per gold? Right, so maybe that's what I'll do in tomorrow's episode, depending how many of these I got. Now I'll have to make some spare golds, or lightnings. I only got 1 spare one. So I'll do that while you guys are away. I'll make a bunch of extra lightnings, so tomorrow we'll do that. Tomorrow's show we'll collect the rewards and we'll make a gold kid with glasses. That'll be good, because then I'll have a backup healer, so if I ever need like a really strategic team with a lot of healers, I could add him in and that other gold healer. Shit, I got so many gold healers now, they're coming out of my rear end. I don't know why I tried to censor myself there. Ass! I'm referring to the donkey, obviously. Alright, donkey. Alright, let's wrap up the show. Hey, it said encoding overload. Consider something, and then it vanished before I could do it, so I think what it wants me to do is add less scenes, so maybe that's what I'll do. That's what caused the encoding overload when I was using XSplit. Anyways, too much technical talk. Let's get on with it. Patreon. Thanks, guys. Really appreciate the patrons. Society 6. Sweet, too. What is the Society 6? Oh yeah, that's the store. Swagbucks is the discounts. GameKit is to get paid to be a gamer. Hideout is to get paid to watch videos. And Bitcoin is the free spins that I show you at least once an episode. And if you could do those every hour to help my show, makes a huge difference. Not really that I'm going up and becoming rich, but it's just motivation. It's like, hey, people are helping me. It's sweet. They're doing work for me. It's like I got a whole army of people helping me, so it encourages me to keep making new episodes. Alright, so Virtual Mate Sex Machine. Hopefully that'll be encouraging me soon too. I'm just kidding. I know it's for adults and men only, but they said they might get one for ladies in the future. But in the meantime, ladies know who they can call. as long as they're at least over 21. Just want to clarify that. No, and if you're near Toronto, and I have no time. Alright, take care everyone. What else was there? If you happen to get that kid with glasses in your vaporizer, maybe a piece of his glasses, I don't know, whatever piece of him gets in there, and it tastes nasty, give the show a dislike. If it doesn't happen, you can give it a like. Really appreciate it. Give it a dislike too if you really hate the show. I'm sure a lot of people do. And yeah, take care, and just make sure you never buy the products from my sponsor, because it will ruin your life. Bye for now, everyone. See ya. Here's 3 things. Enjoy. YouTube says you'll like one.